Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I would note on the question of violent crimes, and in particular violent homicides, that we are seeing increasing all across the country at a horrifying level. But just a moment ago, the chairman said that he opposes defunding the police and abolishing the police. And that is the stated view of most, if not all, of the Senate Democrats, particularly right now as we have an election coming up in November. But the interesting thing about serving in the Senate is that talk can be cheap, and you actually have votes on the record. So last year, when President Joe Biden nominated one of the leading advocates of abolishing the police in the country, a woman named Vanita Gupta, to the number 3 position at the U.S. Department of Justice, the chairman of this committee and every Democrat on the committee had an opportunity to state their views and to cast a vote. Every single Democrat in the United States Senate voted to confirm one of the leading advocates in the country of abolishing the police. President Biden then gave Democrats a second opportunity to take a view on this topic when he nominated Kristen Clarke to a senior position in the U.S. Department of Justice. Once again, every single Democrat in the United States Senate voted to confirm Kristen Clarke. So now Democrats have voted to confirm 2 of the leading advocates of abolishing the police and defunding the police in the country. The chairman says he doesn't support Soros DAs that refuse to prosecute violent crime, that let violent criminals go. Well, again, facts are stubborn things. One of those Soros DAs was a prosecutor named Rachel Rollins, who in Suffolk, Massachusetts, put out a list of 15 crimes, many of which were violent, that she would not allow her prosecutors to prosecute. President Biden nominated Ms. Rollins to be the United States Attorney for the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. And at this point, you know where this ends. Every single Democrat in the entire Senate voted to confirm Ms. Rollins, a Soros prosecutor who would not prosecute a significant number of violent criminals, to be the U.S. Attorney. Actions have consequences. When it comes to firearms, our Democratic colleagues are eager to target law-abiding citizens, and yet they consistently diminish or refuse to acknowledge defensive use of firearms that preserve people's lives. I read from you a 2013 executive order, and in fact the report that was published pursuant to that executive order, from the White House of President Barack Obama, hardly a right-wing source. According to the Obama White House, and I am quoting here, quote, "Defensive use of guns by crime victims is a common occurrence, although the exact number remains disputed. Almost all national survey estimates indicate that defensive gun uses by victims are at least as common as offensive uses by criminals, with estimates of annual uses ranging from about 500,000 to more than 3 million. In other words, what the Obama White House told America is that up to 3 million times a year, an American uses a firearm in a defensive capacity, in a capacity to prevent a violent crime, in a capacity to protect themselves, in a capacity to protect their children. And yet, in all of these discussions, those defensive uses of firearms to keep people safe, to keep people alive, are consistently disregarded. I would note also that we have testimony that was submitted by Amy Swearer from the Heritage Foundation, which I'd ask unanimous consent to enter into the record.
So ordered.
This document details 272 innocent people who were facing potentially domestic violence, whose lives were saved by the use of a firearm, including 48 minor children. And it goes through example after example after example. Now, Ms. Sullivan, you said in your written testimony, and just a moment ago in your oral testimony, that women are one of the fastest growing demographics of new gun owners in America and in your home state of Connecticut. Can you tell this committee why you believe that's the case and what what are the potential benefits of that development?
Yeah, absolutely. In Connecticut, it is truly incredible to see the number of women who have a new mindset to say that they will not be a victim. And the reality is, our state feels more unsafe than I've ever known it to be. I've had individuals come up my driveway that don't belong there, and we are truly seeing a new state of things in Connecticut where it is very unsafe, and women are flocking to the range. Classes are filling up where they are understanding, as empowered feminist women, that they have the ability to defend themselves. And one of the things that's often overlooked is, if there is a larger offender, there are very few things that a woman can use to truly defend herself the way she can with a firearm, a knife, a bat. None of those things really give her the ability to have equal force. And it's very important that we're clear that this is about defensive use. This is not offensive use. And women are understanding and realizing that they have the ability to protect their own lives with this tool.
Thank you. That was very powerful.